stop looking at the national average price chart. Seriously, close the tab if you are trying to understand Canadian real estate by looking at one single jagged line graph. You're looking at a myth. Canada isn't just one housing market. It's a messy, chaotic collection of regional cycles that are currently moving in polar opposite directions. In some provinces, inventory is vanishing and sellers have all the power. In others, for sale signs are popping up everywhere and the prices are sliding. You can't average those two things out and call it stable. It makes no sense. To understand what's actually happening, we need to tear apart Q4 2025 data from the Edge Realty Analytics. This isn't a blog post. This is the playbook that institutional lenders use. Usually, we obsess over demand, interest rates, immigration, buyer psychology. But guessing demand is like predicting the weather 3 months from now. So today, we're ignoring demand and we're looking at supply. Unlike buyer feelings, you can count supply. You can count the cranes in the sky. And when you do that, you realize the Canadian market is split into 4 distinct quadrants. Let's visualize this. Picture a simple cross dividing the markets into 4 squares. On the vertical axis, you have resale supply, what you can buy on the MLS today. On the horizontal axis, you have new supply, the pipeline of homes under construction coming tomorrow. Quad 1 is the sustained bull. This is the sweet spot. Low inventory today and very little construction coming tomorrow. It's a pressure cooker where buyers are fighting over scraps. The opposite corner is Quad 4, the sustained bear. High resale inventory plus a massive amount of construction finishing up. You're competing with your neighbors to sell and you're competing with the brand new condo tower down the street as well. But the real money is made or lost in the transition zones. Quad 2 is the bearish transition, the calm before the inventory storm. And Quad 3, that's the bullish transition. It feels awful today, but the supply pipeline is drying up. So where does your province exactly fit in? Let's start with the winners. The markets people called boring for a decade are now the tightest in the country. Saskatchewan, and believe it or not, Quebec. In Saskatchewan, active listings have effectively vanished, down over 17% year over year. Prices are up nearly 7%, and here's the catch. Sales are actually down, not because people don't want to buy, but because there's literally nothing for sale. And then there's Quebec. It's a total anomaly. Sales crashed almost 14%, the biggest drop in Canada, yet prices jumped 7.1%. How? It's the economic floor. Quebec has the lowest unemployment rate in the country at 5.3%. Sellers have jobs and holding power, so they refuse to lower their prices. Now swing the pendulum to the West Coast. British Columbia is in Quad 4, the sustained bear. BC spent years building to catch up to demand, and now that lag effect is hitting hard. Sales are down over 10%, prices are down 6.5%, and listings are up almost 8%. The market is trying to digest a massive glut of completed construction. If you're selling in Vancouver, this is a structural overhang that will take years to clear. Now, this is where the crystal ball comes in, the transition markets. Let's talk about Alberta. It's been the boom town, but the data says it's entering Quad 2, the bearish transition. Listings in Alberta have surged almost 17%, and the homes under construction are up nearly 15%. Demand is cooling just as a tidal wave of supply is about to hit the shore. And then there's Ontario. I know, it feels miserable here. Prices are down almost 6%. Listings are up almost 12%. It looks like a disaster, but the model puts Ontario in Quad 3, the bullish transition. Why? Because the pain today is stopping the supply of tomorrow. Developers have slammed on the brakes. Residential construction is falling by 4.6%. This is the contrarian play. We are enduring a glut now, which means in 2 to 3 years, there will be virtually no new supply entering the market. We're literally creating the next shortage right now. So what's the big takeaway? First, the stress tests work. Despite high rates, mortgage delinquencies outside of the prairies are extremely low, hovering right around 0.2%. This isn't a bankruptcy crash. It's an orderly repricing based on supply. But the bigger lesson is about the cycle. Real estate's a supertanker that takes 5 miles to turn around. Today, we're looking at falling construction starts in places like Ontario and say, good, we need to clear the inventory. But celebrating that slowdown, we're guaranteeing that the affordability crisis of 2028. We're fixing the surplus of today by creating the shortage of tomorrow. The cycle never ends. So next time you're driving through your city, don't look at the for sale signs. Look up, count the cranes. This is your real crystal ball.